get my hair seen to soon. I'm going to book in when I get back next week because I'm going to be away next week. But I'll wait for you all to join me and I'll give you an update on my week. And while I'm waiting, my skin is in desperate need of Charlotte's magic cream. So Charlotte, do your magic. I'm going to put a lot on because my skin is dried out and I haven't been sleeping well, and this is going to plump up my skin beautifully. And did you know that Charlotte now is selling the magic cream in glass jars? So I can't wait to run out and try a glass jar, and you can get it engraved as well with your name on it. I think that would be nice, and I think it will actually keep the cream fresher. Hello, Rebecca. I'm just putting loads of magic cream on because my face could do with a bit of magic right now. How are you, my friend? Oh, I'm getting it in my hair and everywhere. Now, I probably shouldn't do this, but I haven't got any eye cream near me. Oh, I have. I have got some eye cream near me. Because magic cream tends to sting if it gets in your eyes. So, I thought what I might do today, this week has been mad. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, thank you. Well, my aunt passed away at the beginning of the week. It was my aunt. I just didn't want to say when I spoke to you all before because I didn't know if my cousin had actually informed everyone. But it was my aunt that passed away, and you know, we were very close, my mum's sister. So I'm going to be away next week. Thank you. I'm going to be away going to Glasgow. First time I'm going to be flying with my mobility scooter. And what a to-do that is. You have to give all the measurements and battery type and everything. So, but my sister's going to be with me. Doesn't that magic cream, it does really plump up your skin. Now, I have got some eye serum. So I thought, do you know what? I'm trying to decide, as you do, what makeup to wear for the funeral. Now, my aunt, Daphne, her name was Daphne. My aunt absolutely adored me in the vintage vamp look. She said, that's Ali. So I'm thinking I could wear the vintage vamp look because I know that Daphne loved me in that. But then I'm thinking, travelling to Scotland, it might be easier to use an instant look in a palette. So I thought today I'd do a little tryout of, because I haven't used this for a while, even though it's relatively new. Yeah, vintage vamp. I probably will go with vintage vamp, but I wanted to try out Glowing Beauty again. And just see, because it's got the face powder in there as well. Don't you worry, you make your coffee. That's what I love about my Ali Pallies. This is such an informal chat, coffee, eating, whatever. You go right ahead. So I thought I'd try this out. The only thing about this palette that annoys me, it's got the powder, which is great if you're going away. But the only thing is that the highlighter is a bit dark. So that's why I want to try this out. You're going for a cigarette. Okay, well, I won't encourage you all. So I have got a mini flawless filter, which I can take with me. So I will put some of that on now. And then I think I'll take my little compact of La Prairie. But this flawless filter actually goes really well with La Prairie foundation. And I messaged you, Rebecca. You probably already read it, but I managed to get... I ordered this really nice black dress for the funeral. And everyone was moaning that it was too short. And I thought, I'm going to take a risk because I'm only 4'8". And it was in the sale because I think a lot of people had returned it for that reason. This dress looks like it was made to measure on me. How long will you be gone? Well, are you staying to see family as well? Yes. So my aunt had one son called John, who's a true Scot, by the way. We always tease him because he's always like cheering for Scotland and against England, you know, when they're playing. And we always tease him and say, but you're English, John. And he hates that because he grew up in Glasgow. But we always remind him that he's got English relatives. So, yeah, we won't be staying with them because my aunt's place is being cleared out. So we're staying at a Premier Inn near the hotel, near the airport. Just a couple of days. So there won't be a live again next week. I've got lots of lives to catch up with you on. So I've just put in Flawless Filter on in shade 4.5 to give me a bit of a glow. I forgot to put my SPF on. Oh, never mind. That's got a bit of SPF, and it's not as if I'm going out today. I was going to put this on because I do like this, but I save it for when I'm wearing makeup. Charlotte's makeup, because it is really good base. The reason I save it is because it's tiny amounts. If I use this every day, I'd have run out within about 3 weeks. Now, I will put, as I'm going to be wearing this foundation, I'm sure it's in front of me somewhere. Where are you, foundation? I want to put on my La Prairie, which should be in front of me. You know I'm always losing things in front of me. I've got the concealer here. Come on, where's my... Ah, there it is. It just looks like a powder. Right, so I'm going to put this on. Now, this foundation, the La Prairie one, goes beautifully over Charlotte's Flawless Filter. She does need to make a bigger size. She's got to. She's got to. It does make your makeup look beautiful. Really, and it helps it to last long. So I do like the product. I just don't think she was thinking about everyday use. And I do love this shade of La Prairie because it just takes the muddiness off my complexion without being too full coverage. I can't decide if it's the formula or it's the actual shade. Yes, the SPF primer. I do absolutely love it as a product, but I just wish she'd made a bigger tube. It was never released. There must be something to do with SPF regulations in the States. It does make your makeup look beautiful. Really beautiful. And it doesn't leave a white cast. So it's definitely one, Rebecca, to add to your shopping list when you come over. I've just been asked to say a few words. A message has just popped up from my cousin saying, would I say a few words at the funeral because he can't speak? I don't mind. I don't mind talking. I'll get back to him after this live. So, that is that. And then I'm going to use the powder out of here, out of this Glowing Beauty. And thank you all for your understanding the last few weeks. Hopefully coming up, we're going to have good times and no further disruptions. Now, let me use my concealer as well. I'm going to take my La Prairie concealer. And, I'm thinking about lipstick. Do you know what? Now, this is going to get you all. I'm flying by British Airways. Haven't been away for a couple of years. And although it's not the greatest situation to be flying in, obviously, to go to a funeral, but it was either British Airways or EasyJet. Now, I was a bit nervous about EasyJet because of my mobility scooter. Before, when I used to jump on flights and I could actually walk enough to get there, I would have been fine. I used to fly Ryanair and everything, but me and my sister are going by British Airways from City Airport. And do you know what? It made me think of the lipsticks. Do you remember the lipsticks, British Airways? I can't wait to... Hang on, what was it? EasyJet would what? Yeah, EasyJet would make me scooter to Scotland. And that Hawaiian orchid treatment is such a pretty pink. It is. They were starting to split and this one broke off. And so I thought, I'm just going to catch it in time and put this. This Nail Envy is supposed to be really good. So it is pretty. So it's just going to use that for a couple of weeks and then I'll go back to using all my pretty polishes. But British Airways. Has anybody flown British Airways before? What I always marvel at is they've got, the blue and the red scarf, but they've got a lipstick that perfectly matches the red in the scarf. And I remember as a kid thinking, how did they do that? And apparently it's made for them. It's made for the air stewardesses. But I'm going to ask them this time. I'm going to say, you fly BA all the time. Do they still wear the lipstick that matches the scarf? Yeah, it's a slightly orange red, but it perfectly matches their uniform. Are they still doing that? Because I've heard that it's made for them. Hello, Stacey. I've heard that let me put a bit. Did I put the powder on? I'm so busy chatting. So I'm just putting the powder on now from this Glowing Beauty palette. Oh, I'm going to ask. You know me. I'm definitely going. As a kid, I wasn't going to ask, but now I'm going to say, what is that lipstick and is it made for you guys? And if not, what's the shade? Because I definitely want to get some. They might sell it on the aeroplane. You never know. Isn't it awful getting excited about flying to a funeral? Because I just haven't been on holiday for so long. It's not an exciting occasion, but Estee Lauder. And I'm sure they make it bespoke, don't they? For British Airways cabin staff. It just looks beautiful. Is it called BA Red? It probably is. I'm going to look it up later. I'm going to definitely look it up. Now, I'm going to put some bronzer on. I want to test whether or not I can use just this palette. I'm still tempted to do Vintage Vamp because my aunt loved it on me. She said, that's you. That look is you. And and my mum would have loved me in it if I'd bought it before my mum died. There was a documentary about it years ago. I tell you what, if they do sell it on the flight, I'm definitely buying some. I bet you they don't sell it. I bet you they keep it exclusive. I know, Jennifer, I'm so pleased that you love it. That's really good. I'm really pleased. So Jennifer bought the YSL #1 on my recommendation after doing the red lipsticks, and she absolutely loves it. I'm always delighted when people, you know, when you recommend something, it's so difficult because you don't see people. And so you've got to go on their description of themselves. But from what you were saying, I thought that's the one. That's the one for Jennifer. So I'm really pleased. So that works. It's definitely the powder and the bronzer works. Let's now try the blush. No, thank you, Jennifer. Do you know, I always dread getting that thing one day saying, you recommended this to me and it looks awful on me. Yeah, I wonder if it's probably on YouTube. I'm going to look it up later. Now, I'm not worried about the blush and I'm not worried about the bronzer. You bought the YSL #1 as well, Stacey, and you love it. Brilliant. Maybe that's the one I should take with me. Now, this is what I'm worried about. I know I haven't done my eyes yet, but this is what I'm worried about is this palette is perfect for me, except the highlighter. It looks a bit dark, but let's just see. Is it going to work? You can tell me what you think. What do you think to that highlighter? Let's do the other side. Does it work on me or is it barely showing up? I mean, obviously I don't want to look like a glowing beacon at a funeral anyway. Hey, Rebecca, how about we do a joint video on it, on the BA makeup? And I'll ask a load of questions when I fly with them about what makeup and do they have particular makeup that is given to them and whatever. And we can kind of do a collab. That would give me something to look forward to when I get back. What do you think about that highlighter, guys? Do you think that's okay on me? Well, I'll do my journalistic thing on the flight and ask lots of questions to the cabin crew, who will be kindly stowing Smarty for me. Smarty's the name. Yeah, it's okay, is it? I always thought it was a bit dark, but actually it's not too bad. There'll be Smarty will be stored by the cabin crew on the flight. Right, and now I'm going to try this eye makeup. Now this is sort of a brownier shade than Vintage Vamp, but it's just having the convenience of having everything in the one compact. But I might just take Vintage Vamp as well. Right, so this is the prime shade. It's the only reason I'm dithering about whether or not to use Vintage Vamp is because my aunt absolutely loved it on me. I could wear the lipstick from Vintage Vamp and then... Right, and now I'm using... Now, this enhanced shade is something else that I wasn't quite sure about. It's a very strange enhanced shade. That's right. I remember that this enhanced shade is not one that I want to put on this hooded area because if you look at it, it's got a lot of shimmer in it. It's not really an enhanced shade. It's more a kind of pop shade to put on top of here. I've just reminded myself. Because if I put it there, it's going to highlight this area, which is not what I want. I want that to have shadow. If you've got hooded eyes, the last thing you want to do is put shimmer there, because that's the bit that is actually coming forward and you want it to look like it's further back. But this would work as a, this is more of a pop shade than an enhanced shade. Yeah. And then I'll use the smoke shade, which is quite dark, so I'll go easy. And put that into the socket. And this is not the easiest smoke shade to blend, but I'm using my Sonia G brush, which makes it look easy to blend. I do like that, actually. That would definitely work. And it's because it's also got the powder in it. Of course, I've got the lighter palette, but I just don't think that's... then the bronzer's too light for me. It's always the way with me when Charlotte brings out a light version and a dark version of something. I always end up having to get both, because parts of the light work better for me and parts of the dark work better for me. Yep, that works. Right, you see, the only thing about this highlighter, let's try this. I'm going to try this highlighter, but I think it's too dark to really show up on my brow bone. But what I could do, let's try this. The prime shade. I can use the prime shade instead. If you could only use 2 eye brushes for hooded eyes, what mate would you choose? The Sonia G, definitely, or the MAC 217. The MAC 217 is brilliant. It's the same, similar shape to the Sonia G one, actually. So it's more for blending in the hood in the socket. But I use this for the lids and everything. I'm not a big believer in using 10 brushes on different parts of the eyes. Never got into that. But I think this one is brilliant, and I think the MAC 217, and I think the MAC do a pencil brush as well, which is good. But I definitely have a look at MAC or Sonia G. Hello, Shirley, Stacey's mum. I've got an old school one, yes, I have, the non-synthetic ones. So Stacey's mum has joined us. Hello there, and thank you for joining us. Now, I was going to put in an order for Charlotte Tilbury because my brow thing has run out, but today I went into Boots to buy a load of travel stuff to take with me, and I got the Gimme Brow instead, rather than waiting for something to be delivered. But what I found is that Charlotte's brow pencil, her new brow, this one, they're brilliant, but they don't last very long. This ran out very quickly, but you can buy refills for them. So you just take this out, something I didn't realise when I did my first impression. So you take this out, she says, if you don't have slippy fingers. Oh no, you twist it. There you go. You take that out and you just replace that part. So I might put in an order for one of those, but they do run out very quickly. There's not very much in it. But I do love this. It's a very fine tipped pencil. And I do like this. The other good one I like is the MAC Shape and Shade. But I only use one side of it, so I always think it's a bit of a waste. The Shape and Shade is like a felt tip pen one side, but it does really fine strokes. And then the other side is like a powder that you fill in. And I hardly ever use the powder. I just use the felt tip pen. So, yes, I've got nothing to fill in my brows. I probably have, but not within distance. So I'm going to use her Legendary Brows and her Brow Fix. I love the Brow Fix. This takes out the grey that's creeping into my brows at a rapid pace. See? And then the Brow Fix gives them a really nice shape. And I don't know what it is, because I was ready to say when Brow Fix came out that you can get a clear gel for your brows anywhere, cheaply in Superdrug. And I was really about to say that, but there's something about Charlotte's Brow Fix that I can't quite describe why it's worth it, but I feel that it is. It's just, your brows don't feel crinkly, but they're set really well. So this is the Brow Fix. I obviously haven't filled them in because I need to get that pencil. What I like to do with the Brow Fix is I brush it through like that. And then I like to actually press it. Real soap brows now. Press it down. And I've still got loads of this left. So the liner definitely runs out first. I like to do that, just to flatten them. You like a new eye serum? Now, do you know what? I haven't tried a new eye serum yet. I thought, I've got eye serum. I really don't need it at the moment. So yes, I haven't bought it yet. But do people... Oh, the silly eye mask. You like the silly eye... Do you know what I thought? £50 for an ice pack that you stick on your face. I think my DPD order is just arriving. So I might get a knock at the door in a minute. They might want me to go and sign for it. But if I do, just bear with me. I didn't go for the ice mask. I just thought that's just sticking an ice mask on your face. It's very overpriced. Well, it is, isn't it? It's like one of those freezer things. You know what I did buy? You know why as well? Because the week before that came out, I treated myself to another face mask for £50 from Aldi. And it's an LED one. Aldi have now got a face mask LED for 50 quid. How much are they normally? 300. And I haven't tried it yet. I just haven't had time to. You got an ice mask from Amazon. I just think for 50, it's too much for £50. It's an ice mask. It's not, there's no special ingredients in it. It's like an ice pack. And you do need to go careful. The other thing is I don't have a freezer here. Because This was a temporary stopover. I do not have a freezer. I know you can put it in the fridge. If you're putting them in the freezer, be very careful, or you're going to end up with thread veins if it gets too cold. 1 second, I'll be right back. Coming. Thank you. Cheers. Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Okay, bye. Hi guys, I'm still here. I ordered a bag. You know, I haven't got a black handbag. I've got purple, I've got red. My aunt would have forgiven me for a purple handbag, but I just felt better getting a black handbag. And I thought, it's not as if I won't use it again. You can have a look at it if you want. I hope. Very difficult buying online, buying bags, but I'm hoping that it's okay. I don't want to get makeup on it though. Wow, it's quite a decent size. I thought it was going to be smaller than that, but never mind. Enough room for all my makeup. I will show it you very quickly. Making sure I have got no makeup on my hands that I'm going to put all over my new handbag. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that. There we go. Look. And it's a crossbody bag. Because I only normally do little bags. But for travelling, you want something you can put your bits and pieces in. So I like that. What do you think, guys? Very nice. Very nice indeed. I was going to put it over my shoulder, but it's all tagged up, so I'll do that. It's cute. I've never, you know what, even though I go into brands for makeup, and I can be a bit of a snob when it comes to makeup, I have never, ever been I've never been one to buy designer handbags. I bought one once because my stepdaughter convinced me it was worth it. She always buys designer handbags and like she drools like over them like I drool over makeup. And I bought one. It was, I mean, it was ridiculous money. Like to me, £180 on a handbag is ridiculous. And yet people that buy designer handbags pay 600, don't they? I bought this designer handbag and it lasted me a year and it looked like utter tact at the end of it. And I thought, I'm never going to do it again. It didn't last very well. It was just because it had some name on the front of it saying, look, I'm designer. You're obsessed with bags. I could, of course, I could have taken my Navy Harrods bag. It's only because I'm getting on British Airways, and you know those airline stewardesses, they always make you feel like you're not quite posh enough for them. You like to feel as smart as the air stewardess. And I'm going to have to do something with my hair. I'm not going to have time to get it cut, but I'm going to have to do some serious styling and stuff with my hair before I go. But anyway, so let's think. Lipstick. You have 5 Lulu Guinness bags when I had money and I don't use them. That's the other thing. I think people are afraid to use them, aren't they? You're obsessed with bags and shoes. Well, fortunately, probably for my bank balance, given that I spend so much on makeup and nail polish. Fortunately, I can only wear one pair of shoes, and they are made by the NHS. And tights are made by the NHS. So I don't ever have to buy tights or shoes. So I make up for it in the makeup and nails and having my hair done. Right, let's think. I'm just thinking about, no, I tell you what I thought I would try with this. They're too expensive, they are. If you want a designer one, they are. But I do think, I mean, that one was £60. And I think it's probably, yeah, it's not posh leather or anything, but it looked just as good. You're with me, makeup and nails, definitely. I've definitely got back into doing my nails. I love doing my nails now, and it really helps to relax me. I thought that, you know what would go with this look, and I haven't put any mascara on yet, but I thought I'd try it with Happy Berry. I wonder when Charlotte's going to repackage these, because virtually everybody on her website in the reviews says, I love these lipsticks, it's just a shame about the packaging. If you go and look at her reviews, everyone says exactly the same thing. Great lipsticks, but cheapo packaging. It does remind me of those, you know, those sweets that you used to get, or as you would say in the US, that candy you used to get as a kid that was shaped like a lipstick and you pushed it up and you sucked on the lolly. That's what this packaging reminds me of. It's very thin plastic. And yeah, everyone has said the same thing on our website. That works. But I think I'll probably wear my vintage vamp lipstick. Because if not, I might wear the whole vintage vamp look. You think I should put my YSL lipstick on? That's something. I could definitely take that with me. And it doesn't go back down. That's true. So if you start twisting this up, you can't twist it back down again. Very, very weird. I really don't know why she chose this. Probably tried to cut down on costs again. I think there's a lot of that been going on in Charlotte Tilbury. Making something smaller amounts and changing the packaging to, and I think that's all to do with the takeover by Puig, to be honest. Trying to reduce the costs so that the customer doesn't notice. So they make more of a profit. Mascara. I need to put some mascara on. Oh, yes. Reduce the cost, but not for us. Absolutely. I'm going to put this on because my eyes have been quite sore recently. And I had yesterday, I must tell you this, because I don't normally have great things to say about medical appointments. Like you get used to seeing so many different people that don't know your history, not read your history, and really don't care, that you just go in expecting to tell them everything that they need to know. But yesterday I got a call from my GP practice here, my new one, saying that they were offering a new service where they review your medication with a pharmacist. And I said, yeah, I'll come along. And I went along, and you know, it was the most informative, helpful visit that I've had with a medical practitioner in years. These things that I've been taking for years, all been put on by consultants, but no one ever really reviews them. Every now and again, a doctor might do a blood test or something to make sure that you're not getting side effects. But no one ever comes back and says, well, how are you getting on? Have you got side effects? What's it like? What's the dose like? All of that kind of thing. This woman sat and went through every single thing that I was on. And the other thing is that I was always advised to take paracetamol, which is what I think you call in the States. What do you call paracetamol in the States? We call it paracetamol and you call it acetate. I can't remember what you call it in the States. Someone tell me what you call it. Tylenol, yes. And I was always advised to take it, but no one ever put it on my prescription. And you've got this thing in the UK. I don't know if you've got this in the States. You can only buy 32 at a time. You used to be able to buy 200, but you can't do that now. You can only buy 2 packs of 16. So every time we go shopping, Mick buys 32, I buy 32 because I take them regularly. And the pharmacist yesterday, she said, that's absolutely ridiculous. She said, I'm putting them on your prescription right now. I'm like, you'll get a pack of 200 every month. Things like that. It was just so handy to speak to a pharmacist. And she said, and you know what to do if you get a temperature and you're wearing your patches. And I thought, hallelujah, because I did get a temperature a few years ago. And if you wear patches, my pain patches, what happens is if you get a temperature, then you take more of the drug in and you can overdose because your body's too hot. Hello. And I remember ringing up that 111 or whatever, the NHS number. And I said, I've got a temperature of whatever. Should I take my patch off? And no one could answer me. Hello, Julie H. So that is the look. I think that's nice. I think that will do for a funeral. But if not, I can't decide vintage vamp or this. I think both will do. I'll decide on the day what my mood takes me. It's only because my aunt loved me in vintage vamp that I feel I could wear this for flying, maybe. And I will take my YSL. It's just simple, isn't it? That's the thing about Charlotte Tilbury. A lot of her looks probably end up looking quite similar, but they just, because they blend so well together. I am surprised with that highlighter because I thought it was too dark, but it does actually show up. It's just not one of those that you can do a lot. Let's just see. I don't think this would work, for example, if I stuck it in there, would it? Possibly it would, actually. I'm just used to a bit lighter highlight than that. But this prime shade can double up as a bit of a highlighter, so that's okay. So I'm just going to look at the chat now because I've finished my look and I'm jabbering away to you all. Acetaminophen, that was the thing that I was trying to remember. That's actually the drug name, isn't it, for paracetamol? Now, I am going to do a non-live video to show you my entire collection. There's 5 of my Starily Galaxy nail polishes. They are so beautiful. You've seen a couple of them. I think you saw one of them. I'm going to put another one this afternoon on Instagram because I videoed myself doing that with my nails. Really, really stunning. The annoying thing is that Starily are an indie brand based in America, and they only make a certain amount, so you have to kind of jump in when you like one of their polishes and buy it straight away because they're a small company. And Rebecca, you can get Starily. I don't think we can order. You can order Starily in the UK, but you pay more than the nail polish for shipping. But I managed to get this set from a company in the Netherlands that sent it me for £7 shipping. Whereas if you get stuff from the States, from Starily, they charge you something like £26. Don't know how to get them. And that's why I haven't featured them too much, because it's kind of a little bit annoying if you see one that you like and then you can't get hold of it. But what I'm going to do is when I put out the video, I'm going to put some links. I'll look up links. It might not be to the exact same polishes as I'm showing you, but I'll find you some links to Starily. Anyway, I am going to love you all and leave you. Thank you so much for joining me. And also thank you for motivating me to put some makeup on today, because I haven't put on makeup, I think, for days on end because of all that's been going on with my dad and my aunt. And it does really brighten me up. So thank you all so much. And I will keep an eye out on the community pages, because I'll keep you updated. As I said, a large part of next week's going to be taken up with my dad and also my aunt's funeral. But keep an eye out on the community and on Instagram, because I will keep you updated. And if I can, I'll do some kind of photo blog updates as well. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you all very soon. And I'll message you, Stacey. My dad's fine at the moment, but I'll message you. I just saw your question. All right, take care. Love you all. Mwah.